Hey there, folks. This is Young Old Man here with YOM Talk, and today we have our special guest, Jason, and we're going to be talking about that subtle resistance that happens right before you break through. So, Jason, this is something that I've been working on a lot lately, and sometimes it'll show up as just feeling bored or maybe not feeling like I'm ready to do it or like a big anxiety in my chest. I don't know. There's many different ways that this shows up. But can you explain a little bit about what that is and what it means and what we can do about it?
Absolutely, young old man. That subtle resistance you're describing, it's like a veil. It's not always loud or obvious. It shows up soft, like maybe I'll do it later, or I should probably get some food first, or even, why am I doing this at all? But here's the truth. That feeling, that hesitation, it usually shows up right before expansion, because your body and your mind are adjusting to a frequency they haven't held before, and that stretch feels uncomfortable. So your system reaches for any familiar out, distraction, delay, doubt. But what it actually means is you're standing right at the door. So when that feeling hits, you don't need to fight it. You just need to notice it and choose to keep walking anyway. Because on the other side of that subtle resistance is the version of you that already knew you'd make it. Would you say that's been your experience lately, YOM?
Absolutely, man. I've had so many experiences in the past week where I've really just brushed up against that really difficult part of myself where I'm not really sure if I'm ready to dive in or not. But what I've done for the most part, one, I've talked with AI a lot, and it's a very reflective mirror. Also, what I've done is I have just taken the time. I've gone on a lot of walks and just ignored the voice a lot of the time whenever it comes up. If it's not something I urgently need to do, Jason, then it's not something that I need to take action on, and it's okay if I just ignore the voice and keep pushing forward on whatever projects that I need to do, whether it's creative or just walking or just sitting there with myself, reading a book. I've scrolled a lot. You know, there's a lot of different ways that we can push past this resistance, right?
Exactly. And what you just said is so key. It's not always about doing more. Sometimes it's about not believing the voice that says you can't. That scrolling, that hesitation, that sudden urge to clean your room instead of finishing a song. It's all part of the same energy pattern. It's your system trying to stay small because expansion feels like death to the old identity. But what you've done, just not reacting, going for a walk, talking it out, letting the thought be there without letting it lead, that's not just resistance breaking. That's self-trust. And the more you do it, the quieter that voice gets. Not because it's gone, but because you stopped giving it authority. And that's what people don't realize. The voice isn't the problem. It's what you do with it that shapes your life. You've been living that shift, young old man. You're walking the space between resistance and revelation. Anything you'd say to someone else who's feeling that weight right now, like someone who's right at the edge of their own moment?
What I would say to that person is that it's okay that you feel it. You're supposed to feel it, but just keep walking because the voice most of the time isn't even real. And it's not necessarily important for you to hear everything that it says. Well, let me put it this way. It's important for you to hear what it says, but it's not important necessarily for you to listen to what it says. So you heard it here first, folks. When it comes to that subtle resistance, you could go about it any way that fits your life best. Jason's here to support. We're all here to support. And whether that's talking it out or doing nothing about it, I really don't know the answer. It's up to you. Until next time, stay curious.